And we are live. Welcome to the stream. And sorry I'm a bit late on. I was just gathering all my data for the stream. Just bang that on. So what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about the dwindling rates on Swissborg. Why I think it is, and we're just going to have a look at a few comparisons from when everything first launched, and what the drop is on the yields basically, and just talk through it for people who aren't aware of the yield that you can get on the Swissborg wealth app and platform. So if we get it up, so what I'm going to show is the dates that all the yields launched and what they first came out with, what the yield was at first. So, Swissborg wealth app currently has 3 tiers. Now you've got a standard tier, you've got a community premium tier, and you've got a Genesis premium tier. Now, what that means is you can still earn yield if you have a standard account. However, you get more yield with a community premium and with a Genesis premium account. So, to hold a community premium account, you have to stake your CHSB. So you have to have 2,000 CHSB. Current price is around 73 cents, I think. Stake it for a year, and then you can get yield on your other crypto that you have available, which is 1.5 times. You also get cheaper exchange fees. If you hold a Genesis premium account, you have to stake 50,000 CHSB, and you have to stake that for a year as well, so you can't touch it, and you get double the rate basically, and you get cheaper exchange fees. So if we go back here, so back on the 14th of December, the very first yield to launch on Swissborg was the USDC Smart Yield. So on the 14th of December, if you've seen my most popular video, which is this one, it's got nearly 8,000 views. Swissborg Smart Yield account, how does it work? I basically talk through how it works and what the Smart Yield is on the USDC. Came out with a massive 20% at first if you were owned a Genesis account. It was called a premium account then, but it's Genesis. So you could get 20% on the Genesis account and 10% on the standard account. What is it now? So USDC, now currently 8%, and it was 20%. And as you can see, if you have a standard account, you get 4%. January 28th, the second one that came out was the CHSB Smart Yield, and that started at 7% if you had a Genesis Premium account. So if you look, it was 7% then, and now it's 8.83, so it's actually gone up for CHSB, and you get 4.42. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a comparison in a minute so you can see what it used to be and what it is now, but we're just going through here. So that's actually gone up. It's slightly different though with the CHSB token. The thing that determines the price is something called a community index. Now you may have seen this on Twitter, where they have a score every week and they give you a rating. Yes. So in the white paper here, it tells you about what the actual community index rating is and how it's calculated. So it's all about the Swissborg app activity, the app volume, how the CHSB token price is doing, the community app, how that's doing, the DEO engagement, and the social media engagement. So it breaks it down here a bit. So the average daily exchange volume for the CHSB token, the Swissborg app activity score. So growth in terms of new users and activity of users in the app is calculated. The community app score, So similar to the Swissborg app activity score, but for the community app, which is a separate app you can get. The social media engagement score. So the number of weekly active members in Swissborg's DAO in the last 7 days, and the sum of weekly engagement on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. So you can see this directly affects the price basically. As you can see here. So that's gone up. What was the next one to launch? So this was a massive one. So when Smart Yield first launched for Ethereum yield, it was on the Genesis Premium, a massive 17.5%. However, now Ethereum is 4% down from 17.5. Now I don't expect it to stay at 17.5, but that is quite a massive drop. The next one was Bitcoin, and this started off at 9% that they were offering. Now, with the Genesis account, 4% you can get, which is down. After that, it was BNB, and that was the same, 9%. And BNB you can get 8%, so that's only gone down slightly a bit, although it did launch just at the start of July. And then the final one that you can yield on is XRP. That launched at 4%. Sorry, BNB launched in June. XRP launched in July at 4% for premium for Genesis Premium members. Now it's at 3%, so that's not gone down too much. So what we're going to look at then is this here. So if I make this bigger, right, here we go. Zoom, just do that again. Right, so you can see here. This is a little table to compare what the rates were when the yield first came out and then what it went down. So I'm going to go through each one individually and just see what alternatives are out there. And this isn't bashing Swissborg Wealth app, by the way. I still recommend the app to everyone. So it's really easy to exchange. You can swap between cryptocurrencies really easy, and I do recommend having the app if you can do. It's easy to buy on, it's easy to yield, and it's easy to swap between cryptocurrencies. So I'm not bashing Swissborg. I do like the platform. Right, so if we start with USDC. So when it came out, the normal rate of yield you could get was 10%, and this has dropped down to 4%. Now there's no price difference here, because obviously it's still $1. However, the volume would have gone up. Community Premium you can get 6%, and then look at this. So Genesis Premium 20% is now 8%. So you have to lock 50,000 CHSB just to get 8% on a USDC. Now if you look at an alternative here, so if you look at Celsius, and I'm going to put this on international rates because that's where I'm from. So if we find USDC, so you can get 8.88% on Celsius. So 8.88% on this. So you get more with a standard account on Celsius than a Genesis Premium account on Swissborg. And if you just have a standard account, you're getting basically double on Celsius for this rate. So that's not good in my opinion. So CHSB we can't really cover because obviously you can't stake CHSB on Celsius. Now the rates for CHSB are really good, you know, 4.42, and it depends on the community score which we've gone through in the white paper. So that is good. And you can see the price when they give you 3.5% was 39 cents. The price is 73 cents and they've upped it. So that's good. Now, if we go down to Ethereum, So on the 18th of the 3rd, 21, they launched the smart yield for it. The price was $1,800 and they offered you a normal rate of 8.75%. However, now, and they offered you a 17.5% on Genesis Premium. However, now, at nearly double the price of Ethereum, they're only offering you 2.5, basically 2% on your Ethereum for a standard account, 3% on Community Premium, and then 4% on Genesis, which is, I think, is really not good at all. Them rates are not great. If you look at something like Celsius, if you have Celsius only does standard accounts, so up to 100 Ethereum, you get 5.35%, and you get 5% after 100 ETH. So just call it 5% on Celsius. Even if you hold 50,000 Chsb, they're only giving you 4% on Swissborg, which again is not great in my opinion. So if you look at Bitcoin, so on the 5th of May, the price was $53,000, and the normal rate you would have got for yield is 4.5%, which is all right. Genesis Premium offering a massive 9%. Now 9% was really good for Bitcoin, and about a lot of people signed up for this. However, now the price is 45,000, and the normal rate you get is just 2% and 4% on Genesis Premium. If we have a little look on Celsius, Bitcoin, up to 1 Bitcoin, you get 6% and you get 3.51. So let's just say 3.51%. So you basically nearly get what they're offering on Genesis Premium on Swissborg to lock up 50,000 Chsb for 1 year. So again, I don't think that's a great rate in my opinion. Now, BNB, Binance Coin, the price was $402 on the 3rd of June when it launched, and they're offering 4.5% on the normal rate, 6.75 Community Premium, 9% Genesis, which is pretty good. On the today, price is just a bit below that, and the rates have dropped ever so slightly. And if we check, can you do it on Celsius? Yeah, so it beats Celsius on that. However, what I would say is, I know they say don't have it on exchange. If in Binance you can get a higher rate percentage, within the Trust wallet you can get a higher percentage, and there's quite a few other platforms out there where you can actually get a higher rate of yield for BNB. However, I don't think this rate is terrible, to be honest with you. I think, around the 5% mark isn't too bad, if I'm honest. On USDC, I think 4% is quite low. I've seen around 10% you can get on other apps, but for BNB, I think 4 or 5% within an app that you can swap between, I think is not too bad. The final one here is XRP, so Ripple. It was 69 cents when the yield launched on the 1st of July. You got 2% for the normal rate, 3% for Community Premium, and 4% for Genesis, and it's just dropped slightly. However, the price has risen. Do they do this on Celsius? Let me just double check. Yeah, 2.5%, so it's not great. So that I don't however hold it, so I cannot comment if the rates are any better elsewhere basically. So what are the reasons then? What are the reasons that the yield has gone down? It doesn't seem to add up for certain things. So as you look for, if we ignore Chsb because that goes off a different metric, but the ETH price has nearly doubled, yet the rate you get has gone down by a massive amount. Bitcoin, the price is slightly lower, however the price is halved. These have stayed pretty stable, which is good. In my opinion, I just don't think they can afford to pay the rates. Paying such a high rate, being a centralized platform with 17.5% on Ethereum, I just don't think they can afford to keep paying these high rates. I'm hoping that as the market goes up, these yields will go up. So as Bitcoin gets back to its all-time high, I'm hoping these rates will push up. However, if they don't, I fear that they will lose quite a few users if it doesn't go up. So once Bitcoin gets past the all-time high, if this rate doesn't go above 2%, I feel they will lose some people. And with Ethereum as well, because 2% is quite low. You can get higher than that on other platforms. Unfortunately, what I think has happened as well is when they first launched the Community Premium, because it is quite a cheaper alternative to Genesis Premium, they launched with a high, percentage. It didn't launch when they first launched this yield, but these Community Premium percentages were quite high as well when the Community Premium launched. So they've locked a lot of people in for a year that thought they were getting a higher yield, and now the yield has dropped, and they've locked away their CHSB for a year, locking them into the platform really. But they'll get lower rates, and they're kind of forced to use the Swissborg platform because they've locked away the CHSB. Would I still recommend using Swissborg, the wealth app? Yeah, 100%. I definitely recommend still using them. However, I would, if the yield gets lower on some of the rates, I would switch elsewhere. USDC is a big example. ETH and Bitcoin, yes, I'd probably move them to other platforms such as Celsius. However, BNB, XRP, not too bad. And obviously the CHSB yield is good, and the token is good as well, because I've obviously done videos on how I think the token is going to reach $5. That's pretty much it for today. I might do another update video on this once Bitcoin reaches past its all-time high. Once we get to 100k with Bitcoin, we get to 5k, 8k ETH, I'll probably do another video to see how the rates have changed really, and you can see how it's changed and if it has affected the yield in any way. But I hope that the yields don't go down anymore, because it has gone down quite a lot, and I just think it's because they can't afford to pay out the rates anymore, unfortunately. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to join the waiting list for my DeFi course, sign up in the description below. If you want to join my newsletter as well, please sign up in the description below. And there's also promo codes for Swissborg, Celsius, etc. in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please like it. Please share the video. And I shall see you very soon for more videos and more streams.